Okay. So, welcome back to Past the Rabbit Hole. I'm doing today double feature because I'm bored and it's Friday and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good in the hood. So, I decided I'm going to do another episode today, because why the fuck not, right? Might as well do it. So, I'm gonna. And, yeah. I'm gonna try to, I don't know. Let's see how episode uploads go. I'm gonna try to stick to keep doing the every other day thing, but hey, you might get something like this every once in a while where I'm like, fuck it. I'm just going to make a surprise one and put it out there. You know, you get 2 for the price of 1 now, right? Nah, yeah. So, yeah, might do that now whenever I'm feeling, a little frisky. Because it'll be fun, right, guys? You get to hear my voice more again. Maybe you like hearing me talk. Because I sure as shit don't like hearing me talk. I think I have an annoying voice. I definitely don't have a radio voice. I don't have one of those, So, today on the news, it's been quite shitty. The nuclear power plant blew up, and it is now leaking radiation all across the lands. We are all, how do you say, effed in the A? I don't have a news broadcaster voice. I have annoying, whiny, nasally voice. Yeah, I said it. I don't have one of the sexiest voices. Which is kind of upsetting, because I wish I had a sexy voice, because then, life would be a lot easier for me. Talk to people on the phone. On the phone. Yeah, talk to people on the phone. Oh, you got a sexy-ass voice, motherfucker. No. Instead, I sound like someone, who's, constantly living with a cold. Kind of sucks. But what can you do, right? I keep, I'm back on my Reddit bullshit, alright? Yeah, I'm going back on my Reddit bullshit again today, so, there's that. I keep, I'm in this, subreddit called, R Collapse. They talk about how we're basically in the beginnings of the collapse of society. Everything, like economic collapse, society collapse, all of that. Just collapse. Okay? Like, everything's starting to collapse around us. And it's normally not a fast thing, it's a slow downfall. So, it's not something that's just going to pop up overnight and you're going to wake up in a dystopian nightmare. You ease into it, but basically wasted my entire morning reading about how about how some of them think there's going to be a revolution or civil war or whatnot, and I don't know. I really don't know. I hope not, but it seems like that there's a few people on there that are kind of exacerbating the issue in a sense, because they don't want to come together. They kind of are promoting the whole, pushing the whole issue onto the right-wing extremists and all of that nonsense, which I'm not saying there's no extremists or anything like that. I'm sure there are some extremists, but wouldn't there in a sense be, left-wing extremists or whatever? There's extremists on both sides, and no one wants to acknowledge that. They just want to blame these alt-right nutjob extremists that everyone keeps talking about, and that's definitely not the solution for any kind of compromise, is to blame one side for everything, right? You want to have a compromise, you want to talk with people, like I was talking about an episode or two ago. I think it was 2 episodes ago when I was talking about how people need to come together and everything, right? And that's not how you avoid, like, a civil war, right? Because I'm sure most people, you don't want to be having to worry about what political beliefs or what side of the faction that your neighbor's on if something like this would, pop up one day. Because I don't want to fucking have to murk some motherfuckers. Especially if you get along with your neighbors or your friends or whatever. I don't want to have to fuck up my friends or have my friends fuck me up, because I'm sure I'm on a totally different wavelength than most of my friends are now, because they're all, most of them are gung-ho wokeness, right? And I don't really fall into that category. At least, not so much anymore. Like, yeah, I believe complete equality for everybody and all of that, right? But I don't follow it like I'm not into that whole cult movement, right? They follow it like it's a fucking cult, and everything that whatever side or whatever says, they follow it like it's a fucking religion. But I don't really want to get into that because it's kind of weird. But what I was getting at is that it seems like there's a good they were getting at some, like, very good points, like food scarcity. I think they said, yeah, like not being able to acquire food in the future, the price of food skyrocketing in the future would more than likely be a cause for revolution, at least in the West, in America, which I can see it because like the middle class and people that are decently well off right now. They're not poor, or they're not poor in poverty. They're not struggling right now, but they're comfortable for the most part, okay? When the price of food and commodities, or what they're able to buy right now with basic ease, skyrockets, it's going to change their life drastically and plummet them into a poor class, or even poverty level, right? Because, hold on. It's going to plummet them into, like, a poor class or poverty, because all of this, the food, or mainly the food, is going to be so expensive that they're not going to be able to buy the same amount, the same products as they were able to before, and they're going to lose their fucking minds. Which, I know, we live in a very unique situation, a very luxurious situation, because a lot of the world doesn't have the same opportunity as us, okay, to have apparently meat on a regular basis. Fast food is fairly cheap, and you can get it on a regular basis. Apparently, one of the people on there was from the Middle East, and he was explaining that meat is a luxury for them, and talking about that. Yeah, well, he was explaining about how food might not even be the real reason for a revolution, and basically just to suck it up and to get like corn, bread, and just deal with it, right? But I don't really see that happening here, honestly, because, we're all privileged in a way, and once our food changes, I feel like people are going to become major crybabies about it. I know I'm not going to be happy about it, because I'm used to being able to eat whatever the fuck I want. Imagine people who are able to eat even better than I am. And I am by no means in middle class, rich, or anything. I am poor, okay? I make like $20,000 a year, okay? I am piss broke. I might not even make $20,000 a year. I'm not sure what I make, because I don't really pay attention to that. All I know is I get money handed to me every 2 weeks. I'm like, nice. So, and I eat relatively alright. At least I try to. So imagine somebody who makes a lot of money, at least, somebody who makes $60,000 a year to $100,000 and is randomly knocked down to, I don't know, spending money on like my level for food, if not less. That was a bad analogy. Spending most of their money on just food and not being able to even get the same quality or the same products, okay? That's going to cause major issues in the system. At least I think it will. There's definitely other issues besides just with the food. There could be supply chain issues, things not being able, like, because we all have to have our entertainment or all of our, what else do we have? Anything that we consider a necessity for the most part, which could be quite a bit of things, because who knows what we consider a necessity now. God knows if the internet or electricity gets shut. Well, if the electricity gets shut off, all hell is going to break loose. If the internet gets shut off, I am fairly certain all hell will break loose. So that's a whole different ball game, honestly. So I'm not even going to touch on that subject. Yeah, if the internet or electricity gets shut off, more so I'm going to say that electricity, all fucking hell is going to break loose. The world will just, it's just going to change basically overnight. Probably not, maybe not that fast, but you get it. Things are going to just Mad Max style gangs, probably. But I'm really hoping that it doesn't come down to like a civil war, or maybe a revolution would be. I don't know, but that seemed more of what a lot of the people there were talking about, was more of like a revolution than civil war. It seemed like a 75-25. 75% of them were on like the revolution side, and like 25% of the people were on civil war, and it seemed more of out of country. People that lived out of country were more leaning towards civil war, which kind of worried me in a way, because they have a different outlook than we do, because they could see how things are playing out from an outward perspective and seeing how basically we all fucking hate each other's guts, which I'm quite worried about because none of us can get along anymore, and I'm not a fan of the fact that we all basically hate each other over wrong think, apparently, right? We just can't get along with each other. I don't know what side I'm leaning to. I really hope none of it happens and things eventually just work themselves out. But I don't really have too much faith in our government. Actually, I have absolutely no faith in our government to fix the current situation because they're basically just fucking everything up as they keep going. They're censoring everybody. They keep blaming the Republicans and the right-wingers for all the issues going on in the country. They're not taking any of the blame for themselves with the censorship and the outright fascism that's occurring with how they're coming together with corporations and themselves, all that fun shit. They're just not taking any responsibility for anything, any of the dumb shit that they're causing. The door-to-door bullshit that they're doing. Like, you don't think that's going to piss people off? No. It doesn't. And they're just blaming it all on Republican, right-wing extremists. And they're not taking any responsibility for anything else. They're just saying, it's this group, and we're the good guys. Bad people. Good guys. Bad people. Good guys. And that's all that's happening. Nobody will take responsibility. Nobody will try to come to a compromise. And maybe that will be the fall of... Maybe that will cause the fall of our country. Maybe that will end up becoming a reason for a civil war. I'm sure there are people that really want one, which would be devastating. It'll be disgusting. It'll be a fucking tragedy. I don't want it. Nobody should want that. It'll be horrendous. Honestly, it'll be the worst thing that I'm sure it will be the worst thing to ever happen in the country if something like that happens. Because it's not like this will be happening with muskets and bayonets and that's it. It'll be fucking bombs, automatic weapons, God knows what else. Horrible, devastating weapons. It's not just going to be flintlock weaponry. And yeah, you get what I'm saying. It'll be fucking devastating. It will take out a massive population, and nobody should want that. And if it gets even semi-close to something like this, there should be something done. Really, we should really start talking out and trying to come to compromises for literally our own sakes right now, because everybody hates each other. It's, oh, this dumb libtard. Oh, this stupid right-wing fascist. These fucking Nazis. Oh, this fucking left-wing Nazi. This motherfucker. You get it? You get what I'm saying? Nobody can talk to each other anymore. It's all about, what's your political belief, bro? Oh, fuck you. You believe this? People have lost friends because of what they believe. And it's ridiculous. Nobody can... I don't understand why you would stop... And not even just friends. Fucking family members have stopped talking to their own family over their belief systems, what they believe politically, all of that. It's ridiculous, man. Like, I don't, and that's what's scary, because people are getting this fucking diehard over this shit, and and you're not worried about it. Like, it sounds dangerous to me. Like, I'm definitely worried about it, because I don't want to see some, like, I don't want to wake up one day and hear, what can I, war broke out in West Virginia or Florida or whatever, like, the militia took over the state capitol or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't want to hear that shit. Like, or a town barricaded itself and declared itself that it succeeded from the nation. I don't want to start hearing that shit. I mean, how long have we been hearing that? Was it Texas or Florida? Maybe it was both of them. I know one of them has been talking about it's going to secede from the country. It might have been both of them. I can't remember. But I wouldn't be surprised if we wake up one day and hear that they are actually putting into motion that they want to split from the country. Or what if, maybe the best thing is to, what if, we actually talk it out and come to some kind of agreement that maybe having this big of a country isn't, the best of an idea, because most countries aren't this big, right? Most countries are the size of a state. About-ish, right? Give or take. I mean, minus, Russia or whatever, they still have different countries in Russia, right? I think. Fuck, I'm sounding stupid, but you get what I'm talking about. Maybe we can, because that was something they brought up in there. I think it was somebody from Europe saying that, maybe the issue is that there's so many different belief structures here that that having a country this big and united with so many different belief structures, that it was just destined to fail, because there's so many different beliefs and we're so big that there's just too much diversity with us, And it made sense to me. I don't know, man. It's just, I don't want to see anything end in a disgusting amount of bloodshed. I don't want to see fucked up shit happen. That's what I don't want to see. But I know that countless times in history when the people wanted to fix things, that what ended up happening, right? French Revolution. How did we start America? For one thing, the American Revolution. That was a big thing, right? I mean, the start of the country was a big ass war. No, it's not like we don't have that in our nature. So, and there's countless times. I can't even think. There's so many different occurrences throughout history that it's happened. And I'm sure there's been a few times that it didn't happen, but I can't really think of any. I can't think of too many more I can't think of really any more than those two, though, that stick out in my head, honestly, because I'm not really not that big into looking up revolutionary overthrowings, honestly, but I know that's how a lot of them happen, for one, because that's how things happened back in the day, apparently. Especially when you had tyrannical leaders, which it looks like we're heading towards right now too. So what do you think might happen? Right? Usually with tyranny becomes not a very well ending, I would say. Basically what I'm just getting at with all the with people becoming more upset, some of the people having a bunch of, like, with people becoming upset, some people having, like, authoritarian outlooks on life, authoritarian styles, or whatever you want to call it. Some people just outright, some people getting pissed off about everything, the censorship that's occurring, the government not giving a fuck about us, and it basically everything that's just been happening over the last year and a half. It just seems most people are just getting fed the fuck up with everything. And the division that is occurring, it is just, I think it's becoming too much, and I don't know what to do about it, because it doesn't seem like anybody wants to talk, which I don't understand. At least on a large scale, it doesn't seem like anybody wants to talk. And it's just, I don't see anything changing. That's really about it, honestly. I think the best thing we can do is figure a way for everybody to come together again and figure out what we can do to come to a compromise and figure out why we're not getting along and how we can fix that. Because if we can't fix that, then we're just doomed to repeat everything that has happened in the past. But apparently, as they say, we're doomed to repeat history. And it's looking like we're going to keep repeating it, which I don't understand, because it's history and we should learn from our mistakes. But as those who want money and power, they want money and power, and they're going to do what they want to get money and power, even if that means doing the same shit that they know doesn't work, as long as they line their pockets and turn us into fucking, I don't know, slot machines for their corporate bullshit, billionaire pocket pullers. That was a terrible analogy, but you probably get what I'm trying to say. Honestly, to sum this all up, we just need conversation. If we can get conversation going, I think we will fix this. And if we can just negate everything that the government says, the corporations do, I think we'll be good. And you can start conversation by talking with each other and just completely foregoing any politics. Just talking about what you have in common, okay? Just talk about what each of you have in common and start there. What does everybody have in common? And start there. That's a good place to start, what everybody has in common. Do you play video games? What movies do you like? Do you like masturbating? Everybody does. Yes, that's it. Just start conversation. That's it. I'm ending this on start conversations with each other. Because that's the best thing we can fucking do. Right? But thank you all for listening. Thankfully, I had a video. I'm remembering to use the video camera again. So, you can follow me on Twitter at PTRH Podcast. It's the same for Float, Minds, and I'm also on Odyssey. I caved last night and uploaded one video to YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else on there. I think I just put it on there so anyone that's on there can find it and find more places for me to go and find my other places. I might upload this one too. Probably going to upload this one too because it's not one of my more... It shouldn't be able to get taken down. Ones that I know that won't be able to get taken down, I might put up on there. So, yeah. Follow me on all of those places if you want. Still not using Facebook because fuck Facebook. But yeah, thank you all for listening. And if you want, you can get a hold of me by emailing me at ptrhpodcast@protonmail.com. And until next time, guys, thank you all for listening. Yins are fantastic.